Welcome to Pixelmon Island Season 7, Episode 3! In the last day, I evolved my Kirlia into a Gallade, and I evolved my Haunter into a Gengar, giving it the ability to learn Perish Song. With Perish Song, I was able to change Gengar's moves to better ones using the Move Relearner. Other than this, I was also lucky enough to breed the first Pokemon on my final team for the season. With Pikachu, Gallade, and Gengar, I finally have the 3 utility Pokemon that I need to actually start hunting for my final team. I'd also like to point out something that I don't think I've talked about so far, and that is the pickup team that I've been building up at this point. So Zigzagoon has this ability Pickup, which means at the end of battle, if it isn't holding anything, it has a chance to deposit a random Pixelmon item into the player's inventory. Depending on the level of the Pokemon with Pickup, the item deposited can be a higher tiered loot, going as far as possibly being something like a Master Ball. Pretty much every season I train up a team of level 81 Linoon with the intent of taking advantage of Pickup. So, the video is looking to be kind of short for this episode. I don't have much recording footage and not much really has happened this day, so in an effort for this video to not only be a few minutes long, I decided to just have a section where I just yap about the series. So of all the seasons, I'd like to say that this has been the most broken season out of all the other ones, in every kind of way. For this season, we decided to try to upgrade to the latest version of Pixelmon on Minecraft 1.20.2. This turned out to be our first mistake. We didn't realize how unstable the game would be, and many aspects of the game were either inconsistent, weird-looking, or completely unusable. Because of this, for the next season of Pixelmon Island, we've decided to just revert back to an older version of Minecraft. In terms of gameplay, us as the player are also extremely broken this season. I mentioned before that we have access to commands such as Pokeheal, which removes the purpose of pretty much all healing items and risk that you might lose a Pokemon that you encounter. While it's nice to have this freedom, I don't actually like this change. I feel like the process of training up the Pokemon for the end of the week has been over-streamlined, in that what would usually take us a day, we were able to do in only a couple of hours. In fact, one of my friends this season was done training his whole team for the final tournament, not even, on the 4th day. Another aspect of how we were broken is the ability to teleport wherever we want this season. Normally, we would have to set up warps for each biome, and we would only be allowed to set one home that we would be able to teleport back to. This change was nice this season because of how massive the map was, but I also feel like it contributes to the training process being too streamlined. The whole challenge aspect of this event is that we only have a week to get everything prepared, and with the use of these commands, it heavily removes this challenge. Other than how broken this season is, I wanted to explain the whole Season 7 thing. So Pixelmon Island has been going on for more than a couple years now. It started when my friends and I were in high school, and for the past few years we've been doing this. This week-long event that we do has been a huge reason as to why I even started getting into Pokemon. As a kid, I was never too interested in Pokemon. The only game I ever owned was Soul Silver, and that was only because I thought the Pokewalker was the coolest thing ever. Other than this though, I wouldn't get another Pokemon game until, I think, Let's Go Pikachu came out. While I was planning to release this series, I was thinking about if I should post this series as Season 1 to make it more palatable to the viewer, but I think my decision to keep it as Season 7 is better. I don't think it would have made much sense if I called it Season 1 while it seems like, or at least I think it seems like I am familiar with most of the mechanics of Pixelmon. I also think it's funny to start off with Season 7 like I've been posting this series all along when I had only just started this channel. Lastly, I mentioned this before, but a big reason why I'm doing this series in the first place is to have some kind of record of what I did during the season. I never really recorded my gameplay in the other seasons, and I kind of regret this because I'd really like to know what I used and did in the past. Getting back on topic though, this concludes my yap sesh. Here's the rest of the episode. Now that all I have left to do is hunt the shinies for the Pokemon that I want on my final team, I start looking for another Pokemon I'd like to have on my team, which is Aron. Aron spawns in the Badlands, and so I end up spending a lot of time in this biome on this day. Eventually, after running around, I noticed that it seemed like the Pokemon spawns were getting slower. Because of this, I remembered a strat that I had in a previous season for this. I would use a flying Pokemon to quickly fly upward, despawning everything around me, and quickly falling back to the ground, which would spawn new Pokemon. I then got the idea to use this same principle with our ability to teleport this season. This idea ends up working perfectly, and in only a couple of minutes I get a shiny Aron to show up. Yep. After catching the Aron, I fought a common boss and got some more berries that I hadn't gotten to plant yet, so I decided to go plant them before I forgot that I even got them in the first place. The first berry I plant is the Rindo berry, which almost completes all the different Pokemon type berries. I then go to plant the Qualot berry, which is the last EV reducing berry that I needed to complete that section of the berry farm. After having done this, I decide to revisit the Poniard situation and come up with a plan to just go to the Nether. A common spot where Poniard spawns frequently, I think, is the Nether Waste biome. So I take advantage of my lava farm and make obsidian for the portal. I then decide on where I should put the portal because I didn't want to have it at spawn. If my friends saw that I had a nether portal, it would be pretty easy to figure out that I was going for Poniard, and I wanted to keep what I was trying to go for as secret. I decide to put the portal on the same small beach island where my secret base was. As I place the obsidian blocks, I realize that I don't know how to count and go back to my house for the last block of obsidian that I need. I end up getting a pretty decent spawn. The portal is in the biome that I need to be in, which is convenient, and I immediately see all the Poniard spawn. Another plus is that Poniard consistently drops raw iron on defeat, which feeds directly into our goal of Pokeball crafting. Lastly for the day, while farming Poniard, my shiny Galarian Linoon evolves into Obstagoon, bringing me another step closer to finishing my team for the end of the week. This now ends Pixelmon Island Season 7, Episode 3. There's still a lot more to happen in this season, and I hope that you stay tuned for the rest. Thanks for watching.